What's up, y'all? This is Chitty Bang, and I'm on the Renegade Millionaire Show, the podcast that profiles entrepreneurs, founders, and CEOs. Join us as we go one-on-one inside the hearts and minds of some of our generation's best and brightest. And now, introducing your host, my friend, Sun Group Wealth Partners Managing Director, CNBC and Forbes.com contributor, Winnie Sun.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Renegade Millionaire Show. We are coming to you once again from beautiful TuneIn Studios here in Venice Beach. It was a fun drive for us this morning, but I hope that you're enjoying somewhere on your sofa listening to us because today we have a pretty special guest. As you know, I am Winnie Sun, your host, financial advisor, managing director at Sun Group Wealth Partners, located in beautiful, sunny Southern California. If you have any questions pertaining to your own portfolio or you start to want to build your own wealth, please don't hesitate to reach out. I always love to speak with you. And yes, we are still accepting new clients, so take advantage. And with that, I also invite you to follow me on Twitter at SunGroupWP because you know I'm going to update you on all things Forbes, CNBC, CBS appearances and all that good stuff so you can see actually that what I look like right now. But with that, let me share with you a really interesting factoid that I found out. Did you know there's a company out here they have a U.S. presence now, as well as Japan, called Wowow. Wowow, which is such an adorable name, right? Wowow is actually spelled W-O-W-O-W, is the equivalent to HBO, but based in Japan. Wowow has over 2.6 million subscribers in comparison to HBO's 138 million subscribers here in the U.S., and that was as of 2014. But I thought was even more interesting. That kind of segues to my guest here. But did you know that in Japan, Japanese women hold just 1.6% of executive roles at Japanese public companies? This was a statistic in 2014. So to give you a comparison, in the U.S., women's executives hover somewhere around 17%, at least for the past 8 years. So all is expected to change as Japan's prime minister has set a goal to increase the percentage of women in leadership to more than 30% by 2020. Really exciting. I hope it happens. We'll have to pay close attention to that. And with that, I'm excited to introduce you to my friend, actually, Kayo Washio.
Hi,
Make
Winnie.
sure I pronounce that right, Kayo.
Yes.
Good. Thank you for coming, Kayo.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you here. She looks beautiful as always. She's dressed head to toe. I should have this on video so you can see Kayo. Kayo, you are just stunning.
Oh, thank you.
And you are stunning and you're brilliant on so many levels. Let's just break it down. So Kayo, currently, if we could share with you, I know we don't talk ages, but I wanted you to share with our listeners, if you don't mind, your age, because I think it's impressive.
Okay. I'm 43 years old.
She's 43. And share with us your title.
Head of Los Angeles office. Wowow.
Yes. So that's kind of an understatement. So Kayo does so much more than just me today. I'm going to tease you and just share this with our audience because this is actually so impressive. Kayo is head of the Los Angeles arm, or the United States arm of Wowow. And she has, during this time, done more than most people would ever dream of. Not only has she met, but she's interviewed over 400 Hollywood celebrities in her line of work. And these celebrities are not just the day-to-day celebrities. These are individuals such as Clint Eastwood, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise, Hugh Jackman, George Clooney, Isabella Rossellini. I mean, the list goes on and on. In addition, coming here from the United States probably wasn't the easiest thing for you as well. But let's circle back even to beginning, to earliest stages. So you actually were a professional cook.
Actually, I went to a cooking school, and then I cannot keep going to school because only for learning how to cook. So I set a goal to get a professional cooking license. That's made me more easy to go to the cooking school regularly. That's the reason I got the license.
So your best dish, what's your famous dish that you cook?
Maybe the Chinese chili shrimp. I don't know the U.S. has it, but yeah.
They do. It's
Yeah.
delicious. Wow, that's incredible. And you still cook now, still?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And you belong to the golf club in college.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be pretty good at golf as well.
No, not that good. But I enjoyed playing golf.
And you also got your law degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went to work at Wowow in 1995.
Yep.
So how does someone segue from law to working for Wowow?
Oh, I studied law at the college, but I wanted to decide things black and white. And as long as I learned law, I found out law has a lot of gray zone, which I don't like it. That's the reason I changed my mind and to pursue the career working in entertainment industry.
Good, good. And Wowow, is for those of us in the States who are not familiar with Wowow, Wowow's very, very large company in Japan,
Yep.
yes? And highly regarded. And I had an opportunity to sit with you and the CEO of Wowow, and what I was so impressed to hear is your CEO and yourself emphasize that Wowow is about best in quality, only the best. And that has a lot to do with their subscribership, right?
Yep.
And Japan, I read that these are some of the hardest working individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So they work all day.
Mm-hmm.
They come home 9 and 10 o'clock at night, and they turn on Wowow.
Yeah.
So at that point, they deserve and expect to see only the best because they don't have that much time,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So Wowow, your role was in many, many capacities, right? You worked in marketing, sales, production, and acquisitions. And you generated the company's largest quarterly subscriber increase. So that is why you were pretty much named as head of the U.S. arm of Wowow.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. And as Japan's equivalent to HBO, and being the leading premium TV broadcaster in Japan, offering 24/7, 3-channel, full HD broadcasts. Now, you're now located in Century City here, and the goal of expanding Wowow's relationships in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. So your job isn't quite that easy. Can you share with us, what does your day look like every day? What do you do?
Oh, my day may be pretty different every day. Of course, we have had a strong relationship with all major studio because we had an output contract with every major studio. So if you are Wowow subscriber, you can watch the all movie from the major studio automatically.
Can you give us an example?
Oh, how?
Like, for example, what type of movie could a subscriber watch on Wowow?
Okay. So we acquired a lot of movies from Europe and then also Japanese and then other Asian countries. But that movies we cherry pick. So our acquisition staff acquired each movies after they reviewed all movies. But on the other hand, Hollywood movies, we have an output contract, which is for example, best 25 movies in Japanese box office. Automatically you can watch on Wowow.
Wow. And I also read that on Wowow's programming, approximately 50% of the programming is U.S. produced productions. Is that about right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and I know a lot of this was what you actually brought to Wowow subscribers. For example, Newsroom, with its high line in morality and messaging, is something that was very well suited and very loved to the Japanese market. And
Yep.
you set that up. That was a show that you brought to Wowow, as well as CSI and Touch. And can you talk a little bit about what Wowow has done in terms of production, because this is something that you had shared with me as your friend. I thought was fascinating. There was a movie by the name of Green Porno. Can you share with us what was Green Porno and how did it come to be?
Oh, the Green Porno is the life work of Isabella Rossellini. She was interested in the how to produce how the animal or insect produce their children, but she studied that earlier at the university, and then she explained as an actress. Actually, it's a monologue one-man stage show, and she made the about 40 short film on YouTube you can watch. And then she explained actually playing and animals and express how they produce the children. And after the producing about 40 short films, she took that stage. She took that show onto the stage, and then she touring that stage all over the world. So we follow her the tour, and then also we shoot additional footage as a documentary, and that's the documentary about Isabella Rossellini's life work. It's called Green Porno.
That's impressive. So you basically at this point are working with her, or you've learned her. I know they did the premiere in San Francisco, and you're also working with people like Martin Scorsese on production. And I know people who are listening are saying, "How did she meet these people?"
Maybe as long as you strongly wanted to meet and then work, it happened.
As long as you want to.
Yeah. So, for example, like the newsroom, I really loved newsroom.
The TV show.
Yeah, that theme is like teamwork and then keep challenging. That's the great theme for Japanese as well. They treat the difficult American subject, the event in U.S., but still we connected to their theme. So I went to the premiere and then talked with the producer and expressed my love to newsroom, and which lead to meet and then talk with Aaron Sorkin. So if you go to the right way, right path, you can reach out to the right people to work with.
Amazing. Incredible. And so let's also segue a little bit to what, for example, perhaps if I were a producer of a show, right, and I would only dream of doing a co-production with you and Wowow to have my show broadcast in Japan on Wowow, what should I be doing to make my show of interest to someone like yourself?
As you know, we just care about the quality. But the subject, maybe better to have a connection to Japan or Japanese people. I don't mean it's like Japanese related to subject, like I said, the team, if the team connected to Japanese people, which is okay. So for example, the 50 Years Argument directed by Martin Scorsese, it's the documentary about New York Review of Books. That's the magazine in New York. So nothing related to Japan.
Right.
But the team is their editor's motto is like they are delivering only the truth.
Right.
That's the connected to Japanese as well.
Right.
So that's the things.
Think of the things that would appeal to the Japanese audience.
Yes. Right? And then also on the business side, that subject has to be attached by some distributor in US. Because if only Wowow could join the project, which is we don't call the co-production.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Of course. That makes perfect sense. So let's talk about being a female in a male-dominated industry. You heard our factoid from the beginning. In Japan, there are very few women executives at Japanese publicly traded companies. So how is Wowow different?
Wowow treated female and male completely equal. But having said that, almost all senior executive is male, unfortunately, still. But I don't care, actually, the gender.
Right. It sounds equality, right?
Yeah. The same as the Wowow's main theme. Yeah, it's only about equality.
But I think it's quite brilliant and visionary for them to assign you to this role, because you're doing so well and you're flourishing well and you're opening doors to people that people only dream of, door after door. And in fact, you've interviewed some people that even Oprah would be envious of. And one thing that I found really interesting during your interviews, I should probably learn from you on this, is with each person you ask them what their motto is, right, in life. Yeah. And can you maybe share with me some people's answers that you thought were really interesting?
Maybe my show has the Brett Ratner as their first interviewee. And then he taught me a lot of things. And then he said, nothing is impossible. That's the easy word, but I believe in that.
Yes, nothing's impossible.
Yeah, and then also it's not related to my business, but Baz Luhrmann, which is my most favorite director, said to me at the time, because he directed Moulin Rouge, the greatest things you'll ever learn, just love and be loved in return. That's the so romantic way. But I didn't take only like the relationship, but everything, it meaning like their job as well. If you really love that project and then the project loved you back, it's great.
Yeah, it is great, isn't it? It's amazing. Yeah. So, to give you an idea, we should talk about a little bit of Wowow's primary viewership is between the age of 40 and 60. And I just couldn't believe that they watched dinner after dinner, they watched TV at 11 o'clock at night. And 50% of the content, which we talked about, was American. And some of the shows that you've acquired for Wowow in Japan include CSI New York, Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice. So they have really great taste in shows. Criminal Minds Season, Royal Pains, Drop Dead Diva, Broadwalk Empire. Yeah. And The Newsroom, The Following, Elementary, and so many more. That's incredible. That's an incredible lineup.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Just from you, yourself.
No. Actually, we have an acquisition team. And then at the time, I was the person who acquired from HBO. So we have an incredible team in Tokyo as well. So 5 of us joining the LA screening, which is the showcase for new TV series. And then we picked a couple TV series at the LA screening, and then we acquired it.
And how did you feel coming from Japan here by yourself, running this arm? How was the transition for you?
Oh, that was big transition, because I've never lived outside of Japan before moving here. And of course, I came here as a business trip like 4 times a year, even before moving here. But the living is so much different from visiting. And culture difference. Even I didn't know what is the credit card history. So I had a lot of trouble like on the first year. But the business side, I felt so much freedom here because I could talk anything with the business partner. And Japan is like a very polite culture. So of course, sometimes I could make friends easily at the first meet, but not like here. But on the other hand, here in LA, almost everybody seems very friendly, but sometimes it's fake friendly.
To be careful.
Yeah. So that's I learned maybe first couple of years, and then I feel more comfortable here right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so how long have you been here now?
For 4 year and half almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So this is what you would consider home now?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So next, what do you have on your radar? You don't necessarily have to tell us your shows, but what themes or maybe concepts are you very interested in today?
I always pursue to produce the show who has a strong message to the audience. It's nothing changed, but now I feel like I want to work with the person who I really want to work, because not only the theme itself, I mean the subject itself. When I lived in Japan, like Martin Scorsese or the Robert Redford or Wim Wenders is like the person away from us. But now it's reality. So I want to take that advantage here in US. So that's I want to have the project with the
Well,
person.
You've done really well already in this short time. I mean, in 4 years, what we see in paper is nothing short of a miracle. You attend the Oscars, the Tonys, the Grammys. You are now a member of the Producers Guild.
Yeah.
There's not much. You have really, in many ways, accomplished what thousands of people have tried and have not accomplished in just 4 short years. It's incredible.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really lucky, and then especially I lucky to meet the nice person. For example, the producer for the Scorsese, Mr. Scorsese, she is the sweetest person I've ever met. So maybe you cannot imagine like the people around him. Maybe sometimes my imagination was like the people around him sounds harsh or something because for the protecting him, but the reality is the difference. So I'm very lucky to meet her, and then I'm so honored to get to know her, and then now I could call her as my friend. So which is great.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Well, thank you so much, Kayo, for coming on. It's been, I've wanted to do this for some time, so thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
So I know a lot of our listeners here will want to stay in touch and follow your projects and really your growth. How is the best way that people can follow you?
I have a Twitter account. I'm not so active, but Kayo Washio, Kayowashio. You can find me on Twitter.
And she does respond herself, so that would be a good place to do it,
Yes.
right? Wonderful. And those of you who want to follow me as well, and that's at Sun Group WP. And yes, I am quite active there. And I'm also available on the website winniesun.com. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have you listen to us on the Renegade Millionaire Show. And so grateful for you to tune in because I know there's so many other programs that you can be listening to. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you are all enjoying an amazing summer. And I welcome you to reach out and speak with us. And if there's any other questions you have for Kayo, don't hesitate to send them to me. We're happy to get them to her and we'll get you some answers. And with that, thank you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.